Well, you see, some of our political leaders and actors, unfortunately, they make the application of logic too difficult and sometimes impossible. And you just simply wonder, first of all, whether they think or not, and then secondly, how they think. Let me start off by saying that Microsoft and all of those organizations which Honorable mentions, their operations are not guided by the Constitution of Ghana. So how Microsoft operates with regards to the movement of its staff and so on is not what determines how people retain their membership of Parliament in Ghana or not. That is determined by a constitution that we, the people of Ghana, adopted for ourselves in 1992. So that comparison is neither here nor there. Now, if we go to the constitution, which provides us with the legal framework for the conduct of business in Parliament, it is so clear that even this clamor for interpretation by the Supreme Court and so on is absolutely nonsensical. Absolute nonsensical. Because the provisions are so clear, even babies can read these provisions and understand them.
Babies have read.
Well, there is historical evidence that some people started reading and are proficient at reading by the age of 3. So there's evidence to that effect. So even those babies, if they were to take this constitution and read it, they would understand and would not be calling for interpretation from anywhere. Now, hold on. This is Article 97 of the Constitution. And Article 97G states clearly that a member of Parliament loses his or her seat if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent member, or H, if he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party. Who needs interpretation for this? You must be a dunce, complete dunce, to need interpretation for this. This is clear language.
Yeah, but is this for the future or for now?
Master, I beg you.
How do
I beg you. This future and now, take it out. It doesn't apply. The language is so
let him
clear.
finish and then I'll make my argument.
Okay. The language is so clear. Now, let's take the New Patriotic Party. You have enacted for yourself a constitution, okay, which says that anytime any member of Parliament or any other member contests against your party candidate, that person automatically loses his or her membership of your party. So let's take the case of Cynthia Morrison. Cynthia Morrison is contesting against the candidate of your party. By virtue of your constitution, she automatically loses her membership. You don't have to make any proclamation. You don't have to go through any process. Just by filing against your candidate, she automatically loses her membership. Then at the same time, you go to Parliament arguing that she should represent the party which has removed her as a member. Where is the logic in this? And where is the sense in this? Why do you make the application of logic so difficult for yourselves and for everybody? Why do you discard the tenets of logic, common logic? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that you can, in one breath, say that somebody's conduct is such that she or he can no longer be a member of your party. And if he or she can no longer be a member of your party, it implies that that person cannot represent your party. And then at the same vein, you go to Parliament and say, that person that you say cannot represent your party should represent you in Parliament. What is the sense in this?
That's the beauty of Parliamentary.
This is not beauty. This is the ugliness of people who think that politics is illogical.
Are you just playing? You are just being dishonest.
No. My only.
Clearly,
I'll wait for him. I'll wait for him.
This illogic is the ugliness of a certain type of politics. I mean, I can't believe it. But it is happening. And it is happening by our representatives, some of our representatives in Parliament. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And then, you see, there is something else which is important. If you go to a Parliament, we have written standing orders which divides Parliament into majority and minority. So clearly, the standing orders did not envisage the kind of situation we have today, where the MPP side and the NDC side have the same numbers. Okay. So when we had this situation, what needed to be done was a reconfiguration of the standing orders, rewriting of the standing orders in order to reflect the current situation. Instead of doing that, somehow, the Speaker still wanted to maintain this regime of minority and majority and so on, and went into some kind of circus in order to determine a majority and a minority. That's where the problem starts from. Because in this Parliament, there's no majority, there's no minority. Equal numbers. Now, the Femina MP somehow was made to join the new patriotic party group in order to give them majority.
The ruling government.
No problem. But if you look at the tenets of this constitution, its real meaning and so on, that action by the Speaker was wrong. Because if the constitution says that if an independent member of Parliament begins to act for any party and so on, that person must lose his membership, it implies that no independent member of Parliament can become part of minority or majority group. But because of maybe a sheer laziness, the fact that we did not want to rewrite the standing orders, the fact that we did not want to deal with this new situation which confronted us and so on, we went through these processes and declared a majority side and a minority side. And that's what we are suffering from.
Wow.
Now, if we apply this constitution, stricto sensu, those four members of Parliament cannot continue to hold themselves as members of Parliament. Okay? And if they cannot continue to hold themselves as members of Parliament, the numbers change in a significant way. The numbers change, and indeed the Speaker cannot be wrong. Now, the other thing which is important is that you hear people say that the Supreme Court actually, threw out the decision of the Speaker. It's not true. The Supreme Court simply said that we are charged with responsibility for interpreting the Constitution. We have not interpreted the Constitution yet. Okay? We are going to interpret the Constitution. Until such time that we have interpreted the Constitution, the Speaker cannot or must not enforce his decision to remove people from Parliament. So it is possible that in the final analysis, the Supreme Court will come to uphold the position of the Speaker. It is possible. In the realm of possibility, the Supreme Court can come and say the Speaker was right.
Reaffirm
the position of the Speaker. So all this is about the Supreme Court, invalidated the decision of the Speaker and so on. Where is it coming from? Yes, sir. Now, all of this that has happened, what is the effect? The effect is that parliamentary sittings remain suspended.
Unfortunately.
Well, if you like. But if it's unfortunate, who caused it? If it's unfortunate, who caused it? Okay? Now, that means that government business cannot be conducted. There are many, many aspects of government business which cannot be conducted. First of all, this government that is in love with seeking loans can no longer seek loans without parliamentary approval. Okay, that's one. Two, it cannot do any international transaction because Parliament is not sitting. You know, so there are so many things that this government is stopped from doing. So by this decision, to indefinitely suspend the sittings of government has been disabled, substantially disabled. Okay? Who benefits from this? The people of Ghana suffer for it. Government is unable to carry out its duties and so on. Parliament itself is constrained in many aspects.
Yeah, economically.
So what have you guys done? What have you done? What have you done to yourselves, to your government, and to your country? I can't believe how you people are behaving in Parliament. Anyway.
So back to my...
And the worst part of it, the worst part of it, is this jungle welfare attitude to parliamentary politics. The Speaker has taken a decision. We've gone to Parliament to secure an injunction. Parliament is reconvening.
You go to the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, you know, to secure an injunction of some sort. Parliament is reconvening. And then you mobilize your members of Parliament to go and do what? Those members you bash to Parliament, what were they supposed to do in Parliament? Those members that you deliberately spent resources to bash to Parliament House, what were they supposed to do there? To beat the Speaker up?
No.
Or to do what?
No, I think they came as observers.
How?
To observe what?
That's my thinking.
Did you see, did you see what was posted on your media outlets?
No.
That they should mass up in Parliament as part of some campaign effort, and they should bring their campaign equipment. Well, what did that mean? I mean, look, you guys take this country for whatever. I must tell you that this democratic dispensation that we have came as a result of struggles. People died to get this constitutional order. It was not easy. People died in this country in order to achieve this constitutional order. People were imprisoned. They lost their liberty in order to achieve this constitutional order. Unfortunately, many of you who are misbehaving in the political space made no contribution to that struggle. And you're stamping on everything and misbehaving everywhere. The consequences of these irresponsible acts by these political actors and leaders may affect all of us, but will affect them more than they affect us.